reporting now for the basic duty of helping us understand what's going on in Washington and with the criminal indictment of Donald Trump. Here's the Hill columnist Kristin Tate and former Miami Beach Mayor Philip Levine. Thanks to both of you for joining us. We have to hit this Trump news first. Philip, obviously we have not seen details on the charges from DA Alvin Bragg, but based on everything we know, this is the Stormy Daniels case, saying that money paid to buy her silence was in fact a campaign contribution and was not properly noted. It was described as legal services, where we assume the DA is going to say it was something else. What do you make of this as a legal matter and as a political matter for the country?
James, I'm not a lawyer, I have no legal training, but I can tell you this. I'm sure we could hear all the way from Mar-a-Lago someone screaming, "Where's my Roy Cohn?" No question about that from former President Trump. I believe in what I hear is that this is
meaning you think he needs a better lawyer than he has?
I think he needs the best right now. Now, we don't know if this is just Stormy Daniels or are there many business infractions here that border on a federal crime. I don't know that what's all, but I do know one thing. It's certainly garnering sympathy for former President Trump. And I believe I hear it from people in the center that just they feel a little bit like, listen, Attorney Bragg, New York City's not safe. You are putting away Jose Alba, the bodega owner, and now you're kind of going after the former president for these infractions that for some reason don't seem to rise to a level. I mean, who knows how this is going to shake out, but the reality is that I think there's sympathy gaining, and it's unfortunate that this is really taking place. How do we get him out of Florida? Let's see if he goes on Tuesday. I think you could have another Elian Gonzalez situation.
Yikes. Kristin, not sure I see an Elian Gonzalez situation. This question of the strength of this legal case, true, we haven't seen it, but if this is trying to dress this up into a campaign finance violation, I'm not aware that this has ever worked in court. What do you make of this charge from DA Bragg?
Yeah, this is obviously just a political stunt and a political hit job by leftists who are foaming at the mouth to take out the leader of their political opposition via the justice system. These liberals, they screech constantly, James, about threats to democracy, but they have no regard for fairness, and they don't care if the country's ripped apart at the seams. Now, I will say that I suspect this indictment will help Trump tremendously in the primary because it is going to rally conservative voters around him. However, it would hurt him in a general election. There aren't a whole lot of independent voters out there who already think that Trump is too bombastic and kind of unstable, who will suddenly be motivated to vote for him because of this indictment. And that is exactly what the Democrats and the media want. They would love for Trump to be the nominee this time around. Last time, they beat him with an uninspiring, elderly career politician who can barely get through a coherent sentence in the English language. That they think they can do it again. So this is the plan. They want Trump to be the nominee. The last thing they want is to run against Ron DeSantis.
Okay, I think that's probably right. At the margin, probably helps Trump in the primary, probably hurts him if he ends up being the general election candidate. I want to switch now to our current president, the man actually responsible for Washington right now, Philip. And this is, I think, unprecedented. The president who will not negotiate. He's saying, Congress, you have to give me authority to go beyond the 31+ trillion in debt the U.S. government currently holds. But he's not willing to concede anything.
Yeah, I think that lack of negotiation is in itself a negotiation, and I think it's posturing. I think obviously the government, God willing, is not going to shut down. But the one thing we do know is that there's been tremendous government spending. We're trying to rein in inflation. I mean, this PPP fraud money, I call it the Gucci slide LVMH bill, okay, with all the money that's poured out there. It's so ridiculous. We've had the supply chain problem. Then, of course, we've had oil flying up. So there is and the Fed is raising these interest rates. So we need to slow this a bit.
Okay, so you think it is a negotiating
Absolutely.
position. The president ends up conceding some spending reforms to get it through.
Absolutely.
Okay, that makes me feel better. Kristin, what are you forecasting here for the spring as we get to the end of this debt limit fight? We hope it's the end.
I think that the Biden administration is hell-bent on spending as much money as they can. They will do anything to basically destroy the economy, and it's already happening. And you know, a lot of Americans don't necessarily care about this because they're reading other things in the news, and they just don't think they're going to pay for any of this, but we're already paying for it through inflation. Everything is still more expensive, and that's why the media wants to focus on this Trump indictment, too, because they don't want to talk about the economy, because if the election becomes about the economy, the Democrats are doomed.